Welcome to Fight Club 24/7. My name's Johnny Rashman. Right, let's get straight into it. Jake Paul, Anderson Silva. It goes down. Boxing fight, 8 rounds, October 29th. What do I think of it? I'm going to sound like I contradict myself because I have been calling for this fight. There's videos of me saying, go and fight Anderson Silva. You've gone nowhere near him. So it's going to sound like I'm contradicting myself. And look, it is a step up. It is. I know people are saying he's 47 and he's past his best and all this, which we will go into. But it's a step up. Certainly a step up from Tyron Woodley, that Gibb bloke, and Askren. You know, it's a step up. But the more I think about this, and by the way, I don't trust anything Jake Paul's team does. I don't, right? There's only a few weeks ago, BJ Flores put a comment saying, why would Jake fight a 47-year-old MMA fighter? And now they're fighting him. I just don't trust them, right? I never have done. It's my opinion. They've never filled me with confidence as to why I should trust them. I don't believe the Hassim fight was called off due to the weight. No one believes it, to be quite honest with you. We all know ticket sales were bombing, right? That's why it got called off. The Tommy Fury debacle, okay, you can blame Tommy Fury. But he seems to be quite unlucky. But in the meantime, he's still not fought a pro boxer. And you've got reporters in the press conference saying, Jake has aspirations about being a boxing world champion and all this. He's not going to be a boxing world champion, right? This is what really annoys me. It annoys me. Right, this is where the disrespect to the sport comes in. I don't care who you are, what journalist you are, who you work for. Don't use those words. Right, he is not going to be a boxing world champion. I don't care what waffle he talks. Right, he's not. Hence why he's never fought a pro boxer. Now, people accuse me of having an agenda against Paul or hating him. I always say I have no emotion towards him. I don't like him. I don't dislike him. I have a problem with what he does with his boxing. Personally, I don't care about him. I have respect for what he's done as a man. He's built something from nothing. He's a successful guy. I respect the hustle. Right? I don't watch any of his stuff. Right? But when it comes to boxing, if he's going to talk shite and nonsense, I'm going to call him out on it. Right? He isn't going to be a boxing world champion. Has he improved for a YouTuber? Absolutely. Of course he has. I give him respect for that. But that's it. And the thing with this fight is, what's Jake done to suggest he can step up? What's he done? He's fought Tyron Woodley twice. The second fight, he looked worse than the first fight. So what's he done in the interim? Has he had any more fights? No. So why would they take this fight knowing that he's not fought better opposition, right? He's not fought for, when was the last time he fought? Nearly a year ago. What's going to happen in the fight? Right. There's a few things that I think will play out. One, Anderson Silva will just use this as a sparring session, right? He won't come to win. Now, I'm not saying he's going to take a dive and it's all planned out, right? I'm not saying that, right? But to the untrained eye, if you don't really understand boxing, and what I mean by that is, if you've never been in gyms and seen professional spar, it might seem alien to you how someone can just come in and not win a fight. It happens every week in boxing, up and down the country, in the world, where fighters will come to boxing shows, right? And their job isn't to win the fight, it's just to give the opposition rounds, usually a prospect who's got money or who's selling tickets, right? And their job is just to give them rounds, is not to win the fight. Doesn't mean they're taking a dive, they're just not there to win. Just like a football team sets up to draw a game, right? It happens, and I can see the signs a mile off. There's many signs you can see. And if you look at the Tyron Woodley 1 fight, right? Jake Paul was hurt. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what people say Woodley's never had that killer instinct, blah, blah, blah. Paul was hurt. He was there to be taken out. He couldn't move, right? He was blowing like a goldfish, red as a lobster. He was there to be taken out. And Woodley didn't. He didn't put his foot on the gas. Why did he not? Because he was coming to survive. He wasn't coming to win. That's my opinion. He did that in both fights, right? Whether you agree with it or not is up to you, but that's my opinion. So Silva could just come in, use it as a sparring session, be very elusive, right, and not go for the kill, and Jake wins on points or split decision by Jake, and that can happen. Another thing is Jake could knock him out, right? Silva could be shot to pieces, right? He's 47. Jake's 25. 22 years old. He's 22 years older. 22 years older. A guy who's got miles on the clock. I love Anderson, by the way. He's a god to me. He's a legend, right? But he's had horrific injuries. You all remember that leg break against Chris Weidman, right? Boxing is different to MMA. You can't initiate clinches. Yes, you can hold on, but that doesn't last long. If you're tired, you can't go on the floor, right? So it's consistently you're being hit in the head. And if your feet have gone, I don't care who you are. If a 25-year-old who's allegedly taken everything under the fucking sun, right? I'll leave you to draw your own conclusion on that one. Fit, right, has been training consistently. You will improve. No matter who you are, you will improve. And he has improved, Jake. Compared to pro standards, it's garbage to me. I've not seen anything to suggest he's any good. He doesn't move his head. His foot movement's not great. His defence is shy. He's got a good right hand, right? He has. But I'm not going to say he's got unbelievable knockout power. Let him knock out someone his own size and his own age, you know. Who's a boxer before I start hearing he's got this incredible knockout power. So I don't care who you are. If you can't move your legs, right? You can go through a round of surviving, but there's only so much you can do. Now, people may say you fought Chavez Jr. last year and Tito Ortiz. Ortiz shot to pieces, right? Legend of the game, never a boxer, so you can't look at that. Chavez Jr., he was never disciplined when he was world champion. So what's it going to be like now? Even when he fought Canelo, he looked like he'd never done a day's training. So what shape did he come in that fight? But Anderson did win and it did go the rounds, you know. So it's difficult because it's the 47. I can't get that out of my head. I mean, if Jake comes in and steamrolls in, he better not celebrate. Everyone will need to answer severe questions, right? Because a legend like Anderson Silva shouldn't be going out like that, right? And he's a fit 25-year-old man, right? If you're shot to pieces, you're going to lose. But maybe he's not shot to pieces. Look, I'm just giving you an opinion, right? And maybe Jake will win fairly, right? If he does, and Anderson's got a little bit left, I will give Jake credit. I will, right? I will. I'll give him 100% credit. I've said it on social media posts. If he wins the fight, he deserves credit. But let me see how he wins it. Looking at that press conference yesterday, I mean, I had to turn it off. It was all nicey, smiling, happy. And Anderson said himself, you know, he's a dad, he's a granddad. You know, he's doing this for the money. Let's get it right. You're not doing it for legacy. You don't fight Jake Paul for legacy, do you? You're doing it for the money, right? And who can blame him? I can't sit here and say I wouldn't do the same thing, right? If someone said to me, listen, go and have a sparring session for 8 rounds and you're going to earn millions and millions of pounds, I can't say I'll say no to that. Of course I'll say yes. Everyone will say yes. So I can't, you know, I don't blame the bloke. I don't. But let's see how it plays out because I can see the signs. I can see it. When two fighters are in the ring, I've been in many pro boxing gyms. I've seen many pro fighters spar. I know when someone is taking it easy on someone or someone's just working on their defence or he's letting the other fighter work, right? I've seen it happen many times, right? So I understand it. I can see if a fighter was going in there just to survive. There's little things, right? You can be on the ropes, right? And you can be ducking shots. And you might see a counter, right? But you don't take that counter. You leave it, right? You move your head and spin off, right? And that can happen throughout the fight. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, it is a big fight. I'm not going to lie. I am zoned into it. I will be watching it, right? I'm looking forward to it, right? I'm looking forward to seeing Anderson compete. Not looking forward to seeing Paul compete. I mean, watching him is painful because he might try and talk like a boxer. He might have a following like a boxer. He might wear shorts like a boxer. He might have music like a boxer. He ain't a very good pro boxer. Well, he's not a pro boxer. He's never fought a pro boxer. So watching him fight, I don't enjoy it because he's just not a good boxer. For a YouTuber, absolutely very good, right? Impressed, right? He's improved. I'll give him that. Pro boxing standard. Don't talk to me about being a world champion. Oh my God. He wouldn't be a Southern Area champion. He wouldn't beat amateurs. Never mind the fucking world title. So don't talk to me with that nonsense, right? But I'll give him his dues if he wins the fight fairly. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know. I don't trust anything Paul's team do. I don't trust them. I don't. Right? The fact that he's not having a professional career in the respect that he's trying to get the rounds in and he's trying to get that experience. If you want to be a legitimate world champion, you fight regularly, especially when you've got no experience like he has. You fight regularly. He's not doing that. And people may say, oh, he's only saying that for talking, to get people talking. Okay, well, if you're going to talk shit, I'll call you out on it. Right? What do you want me to say? Just sit here like a nodding dog and go, yes, Jake, yes, Jake, yes, Jake. You'll be a world champion because you say it. No. It's important people know, especially his followers, that there's levels in boxing. And just because you have a big following, you can edit a few videos and people can fight you who don't come to win, doesn't mean you can be a world champion. It's not how it works, right? So that's what really annoys me. But as I say, the career path for me, it's like, if he was deadly serious about having a pro boxing career, he'd be in a camp, wouldn't he? He'd have a proper trainer. He could have the best trainer money can buy. He could have Freddie Roach. He can have Robert Garcia, right, in the UK, Shane McGuigan, Joe Gallagher. All these, there's unbelievably good coaches, right? Why has he not? Now, look, BJ Flowers, I like BJ, right? I don't know him, but you have to give him respect. All right, okay, he talks a bit of nonsense sometimes, but look, he's trying to make money. He's got a family to provide for. He has improved Jake to an extent, but is he going to be a trainer that's going to take him to fight pro fighters for a world title? No. So the fact he's not actually in a proper training facility, right? Yes, he might have sparring partners coming down and all that, but they're all catered to him. He can do what he wants, right? When you're in a professional gym, people want to spar you. People want to take you out, right? He ain't doing that, is he? He's not with a professional trainer. He's not. So the fact that he's not doing that leads me to think it's all talk, it's all waffle, it's all manufactured shite. So this is what I think this fight will be again. We'll see. If I'm wrong, I'll hold my hands up. I'll come on here and I'll put my hands up and say, look, he did well. It wasn't fixed. Right? Believe me, I don't want to say that Silva's coming in for a sparring session. I don't want that to happen because he's a god to me, Silva. But I don't trust anything Jake Paul does. Let me know your thoughts. Legit fight? Will Jake win? Will Anderson win? Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know.